forest known as the Greenbelt. Bordering this forest is a Boy Scout camp and an old tuberculosis ward. As kids, we used to roam around these grounds, trying to scare each other with stories about crops. Right here, this is Siemens. Camp counselors would lead us down this path. Out of buildings and skippers. This is where we thought that crops were. The basement's down in here, in these other buildings. And, we used to walk through here and we'd find beds, papers of people who had died here. So, it kind of made sense to us.
Dropsy, for some reason, became the generic term for a maniac in Boy Scout camps up and down the Hudson River region of New York State. So it would make perfect sense for a story about a maniac who was hiding out in the woods and looked up and was killed with children, called Cropsy. First learned about Cropsy in summer camp. He was a doctor. And he was an axe wielding madman. His wife was killed, he was being chased or taunted, he wanted kids, and you would find him and he would pack you up and chuckle. Don't go behind the Sherwood punks. Cropsy's out there.
Make sure you give up at the mall, don't continue to go any further.
Don't go down by the lake at night. Cropsy's down there.
No, don't go near Willow's Farm, it's fucking dangerous.
There are many communities that have a subterranean history, a house where unspeakable things are said to have happened, an institution where people were segregated from the rest of society.
That picture's that preview. This is like overall bird's eye view of the hospital. This included the tuberculosis.
This included tuberculosis.
And also on this property here were a hospital for contagious diseases, and then in fact Morgan. Well, this is across the street in the Palm Colony. It was like a different part of the hospital. Okay, here we have the Howland Hospital in Willowbrook.
Right, it was Howland, and then it became the Willowbrook State School.
Exactly. Willowbrook was strictly for the mentally ill. Yes.
Back in 1972, the Willowbrook State School was the subject of a famous expose by a young reporter looking for his big break.
I first heard of this big place with a pretty sounding name because of a call I received from a member of the Willowbrook staff, Dr. Michael Wilkins. The doctor invited me to see the condition he was talking about, so unannounced and unexpected by the school administration, we toured building number 6. The doctor had warned me that it would be bad. It was horrible. There was one attendant for perhaps 50 severely and profoundly retarded children. Lying on the floor naked and smeared with their own feces, they were making a painful sound, a kind of mournful wail that it's impossible for me to forget. This is what it looked like, this is what it sounded like, but how can I tell you about the way it smelled? It smelled of filth, it smelled of disease, and it smelled of death.
Despite Geraldo's report, it still took more than 10 years before authorities began shutting down Willowbrook. Many patients were transferred to group homes, but others were left to fend for themselves. There were those who believed that some patients, out of confusion and habit, returned to the 365 acres of Willowbrook, to roam the abandoned buildings, and live in the tunnel system that lay underneath. Out of this, our own version of the Cropsy legend was born. When kids started disappearing from center.
You're watching Channel 7 Live Witness News.
Hi guys, listen, we need all the help we can to help find Danica.
The relentless search for a 12-year-old girl with Down syndrome continues today as it has for the last 3 weeks, with the hope that
feelings of Staten Islanders of having one of their children missing. But every day, more and more volunteers turn out, searching through the woods and hitting the streets, hoping to put an end to the Schweiger family ordeal.
So many people come out for this search. Everybody felt that this was one of their own that had disappeared. They would show up at the firehouse with flashlights, ready to go into Willowbrook, known to go into the forest, into the tunnels underneath. There was one family in particular, Donna Katina, and some of her friends and neighbors, who had stepped forward to organize the searches.
Today we're concentrating on Willowbrook Park. The police went in there yesterday and we're just continuing where the police left off. This is what Willowbrook looked like when we were in here. I'll never forget the first time I went to one of these buildings. It was really blood-curdling because it was the first time I was actually in these buildings that you heard these horrible stories about. And as you walk through, completely empty. You still hear it, you feel it. You can almost feel the children's presence there, or the adults' presence there. And it's something you never get used to. When you're looking, make sure you look down on the ground, look up in the tree. If anything is wrong, you can get a lot of information. Searching, what we found was a number of people that actually lived here when Willowbrook was up and running and in full swing, tend to come back here. So there was a whole underground of people that had still lived here, even though all the buildings were closed. And Andre Rand was definitely one of them.
Andre Rand worked as an orderly at the Willowbrook State School from 1966 to 1968. For years, he lived in numerous makeshift campsites in the woods surrounding Willowbrook. He was also the lead suspect in the Jennifer Schweiger case.
There were two witnesses that say that they saw her walking along the street with a middle-aged gentleman. And he had a female green bike with a background. The week before I was in ShopRite, and I saw Rand and I recognized him from a prior case. He purchased baby food, and he got on a green female bike with a background. At that point, Ben contract told him last week.
Rand was immediately brought in and questioned in the girl's disappearance, but released for lack of evidence. After 4 weeks of surveillance in hopes of finding Jennifer alive, he was arrested. Rand had been familiar to police after pleading guilty to sexual misconduct with a 9-year-old girl in 1969, a crime which he denied.
Good afternoon. Here's what's happening. A homeless man, 43-year-old Andre Rand, is under arrest. He is charged with the kidnapping of 12-year-old Jennifer Schweiger.
The suspect was picked up last night here at the Church of the God Within. Police questioned him as early as the second day into the investigation. And after 4 weeks of making a case against the man, they finally decided they had enough to get a conviction.
I've never seen a purple wolf like that. Watching him coming out, looking like he had lost his mind, further angered people in the community. That image forced a lot of people to say, that is the killer.